Hello and welcome to Bear Necessities. My name is Bear and today we're going to be talking about what to do at level 60. So you've taken advantage of the double XP, or maybe you've been level 60 for a while and you're not sure what to do next. Well, I did make a video about this for level 50 and I'll link it in the description below, but a lot of the points I made there carry over, so I'll quickly recap them. First, find a guild that you may want to play with that fits your schedule and playstyle. Whether that be crafting, questing, grouping, raiding, house building, or role-playing, there are guilds out there that fit every playstyle and schedule. If not, feel free to create your own and find those like-minded people. Second, level your crafting class. Third, create alts. Fourth, do your hunters. Until Kingdom of Sky mid-content and new hunters, getting 2 hunters items in Desert of Flames is a great boost to your effectiveness, so make sure you do those missions every day. Fifth, heritage quest items. I discussed this in my what to do before DOF and my what to do at 50 videos, linked below, but the golden Afridi boots and flowing black silk sash are still best in slot for a number of classes, namely healers and casters. For tanks and scouts, you can probably replace FBSS at this point with Badin's Sash of Speed, and tanks can often give up Gebs while actively tanking, but they are probably still best in slot when DPSing. Alright, so enough of recapping things I've mentioned in previous videos, let's talk a bit about 2 questlines in DOF that are worth doing. First, and most importantly, get your God King weapon, or Prismatic 2.0, or Peacock weapon, whatever you want to call it. The Peacock Timeline starts in Maj Duel, and I'll link to the timeline in the description below, but it will take you through a lot of the expansion, specifically Maj Duel, Sinking Sands, Living Tombs, and Silent City. While the Prismatic Timeline was largely a raid timeline, the Peacock Timeline is mostly a solo to trioable timeline until the last couple of steps. There are a ton of quests in this timeline, and they are very grindy. I won't go into all the details, but strap in for the long haul. The final part of this quest requires clearing a raid zone, the Fountain of Life, which has one of the toughest raid encounters in the expansion in my opinion, God King Anuk with his 2 pals, Power and Armor. It's 100% worth it to get this done, as it's BIS for this expansion for everyone, and will be BIS for a large majority of classes in Kingdom of Sky as well. I feel like I should mention this as an aside. If you are interested in the lore of Norath and EverQuest 2, the Peacock Timeline is rich with it, including the Ewer of Suldai, which is still referenced in the latest EQ2 expansion, Visions of Vitrovia, and potentially in Renewal of Ro. And also, it introduces the vampire Mal'Kanis de Mort, who will return in later expansions as well. There's a lot of good stuff in here for lore junkies, so get your fill and read the dialogue you encounter during the quest. Secondly, and much more optionally, the Ring of Fate timeline. The rewards from this timeline are not the greatest. At the end, you get a ring with pretty good stats and a clicky that can do anything from giving you minimal buffs to evacing your group or just flat out killing you. But the timeline does eventually take you to an instance that drops the Badin's Sash of Speed, which is BIS for a lot of scouts and tanks for DPS. I'll link to this questline in the description below as well, but generally this quest involves getting faction with every court in Maj Duel, which also rewards the spell Call of Ro, a spell that will teleport you back to Maj Duel on a separate cooldown as Call Home, which is really nice. After getting these factions done, the timeline will continue through a series of instances and quests until you finally get your Ring of Fate. Personally, I usually don't get into the Ring of Fate, but I know a lot of people really enjoy the faction grind along with the quest line, so if that's your cup of tea, go for it. If you've done all the things I mentioned above, you're now in the waiting lobby for Kingdom of Sky. Kingdom of Sky starts what I consider the golden era of EverQuest 2. Kingdom of Sky, Echoes of Fadewar, Rise of Kunark, and to a lesser extent the Shadow Odyssey are nostalgia overload for me, as they were the times I really started getting involved in raiding years and years ago, and I was just finishing up high school and going to college, so I spent many nights in EQ2 developing long-time friendships, raiding every night, and waking up in the middle of the night to kill contested mobs. So let's get hyped for those things while maybe dipping your toes into some things that you may not usually do, like harvesting, crafting, home building, things I've recently become a little bit more interested in. I hope you enjoyed this video and are enjoying Desert of Flames. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.